Morning live. Been having some issues with my car's air conditioning, so I just dropped my car off at the shop, and I don't live that far away from from the shop. Like it ain't a 5 minute walk, but it's relatively close. So I figured while I'm walking home, instead of getting an Uber, which would take me like 2 minutes, to get home, figured I'd just walk it, do my morning live on this stroll. Hope everybody's doing good today. Right now, I'm not looking at the chat. I don't. I'll probably look at the chat once I get home. I might try to look at it before I get there, but we'll see how this works out. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Manny Pacquiao. Now, just to give you a little bit of perspective, so you understand my perspective, I am a Manny Pacquiao fan. Have been for a while. I've bought his merch. I've bought his pay-per-views. I had wanted him to beat Floyd Mayweather, which he didn't. It's not that big of a deal. He lost to who many people uh, considered number one pound for pound at the time. So, not mad at it. I never made excuses. In fact, when he started talking about his shoulder, I kind of ragged on him for it. Kind of ragged on him for making the excuses. I didn't think the excuses were needed. I didn't believe the shoulder injury. I'm just not one who's big on excuses. I don't like, some people on here, and some are worse than others, can't accept the fact when their man takes a loss. The reality is this. I have my own accomplishments, I have my own life. If one of my favorite boxers loses, I'm not gonna make excuses for him. He's a grown ass man. He's in a sport that is tough, that you can literally die in. So why am I gonna make excuses for him? It's a tough sport. So that's where I'm coming from when I'm going to talk about this stripping of the WBA. Now, so far, I haven't seen anything concrete saying that he has been stripped. My understanding is that if he fights Conor McGregor next, he's going to be stripped. That's my understanding. Like I said, I'm walking, so you might hear some cars here and there. It's all residential though. Anyways, hold up. All right, there we go. I don't want my phone to be vibrating. Y'all hear that every time I get a notification. But yeah, I would consider myself a big Manny Pacquiao fan for sure. But I'm a fan of my own integrity more than I am a fan of Manny Pacquiao. So let's go ahead and talk about this stripping. Do I agree that Manny Pacquiao should be stripped? If his next fight is Conor McGregor, yeah, I think he should be stripped. He should either vacate or be stripped. If he were to vacate it, I would give him more respect than if he were to just wait for them to strip him. Not that I don't respect Manny Pacquiao. It's just there's just like the game of boxing. When it comes to respect, there's levels. There's some people I respect more than others. He vacates that title, he's gonna get more respect than if he just allows himself to get stripped. You do things on your own term. Kind of shows that you're a stand-up guy. And yeah, he would just get more respect. but I do agree that he should be stripped. Now, this kind of this is gonna kind of go with what I talked about yesterday, and that is doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. We're having a little spillage from yesterday into today's live. We're talking about the WBA. Big shout out to IBT. And you know what? Before I continue, I forgot to do this because I'm trying to, tell y'all who y'all need to check out at the beginning of these lives. First off, IBT. Big shout out to him. I'm gonna come back to something he said that I agree with, but definitely check out IBT Immortal Boxing Truth. If I remember, I think that's what the T stands for. I know it's Immortal Boxing. I always just call him IBT, so forgive me if I'm a little fuzzy on what the acronym stands for. Uh, Also, big shout out to Die Hard Casuals. He actually went live earlier today. Please check him out. Also, want to go ahead and guide y'all to go check out El Dude. You can find him under Motivated El Dude or Motivate El Dude. He does a lot of motivational type of talk. A lot of times he relates it to the sport of boxing. He did used to make strictly boxing content, but he's kind of branched out. But I really rocks with El Dude. So that's my assignment to y'all. Go, if you haven't done so already, check out those channels and please subscribe to them because these guys are genuine. I would never suggest that y'all subscribe to a channel unless they were genuine and in YouTube for the right reasons. So I feel confident in these gentlemen. So please check them out. Oh, and Brian Harkin. I definitely wanted to refer y'all to Brian Harkin. So yeah, don't forget Brian Harkin. That's all. Just look up Brian Harkin. A lot of y'all know him. Some of y'all may not even realize he has a channel, but he does. He makes content. So please check him out and subscribe as well. All right, so back to IBT. IBT kind of disagrees with me that he should be stripped. From what I could tell, IBT, I apologize if I'm wrong in my assumption, but that's what it sounded like. But his reasoning was quite reasonable, and that is, you know, other champions held the belt longer without fighting a mandatory and all that good jazz. In fact, apparently the super champion doesn't have to fight their mandatory. So yeah, WBA for me, they're up there with the WBC as far as fuckery. So, but yeah, so due to those reasons, he disagrees with the stripping, at least from what I could tell. Like I said, if I misinterpreted what you were saying, IBT, I sincerely apologize. I'm not, I'm not trying to misrepresent you. So even though I disagree with him, the reasoning, the logic is there. Because because let's face it, in the YTBC, we see it all the time where people have a certain stance, but the logic just isn't there. It don't make no sense. All right, I'm gonna try to look at the chat real quick. What up, Toby Bartlett? Hold up. Angel Santos, 300, Die Hard Casuals, homie that shot T-Bone. This is what I'll do, homie who shot T-Bone. All those channels I mentioned at the end of the after I finish the stream, just go to the comment section and I'll have it there within, I would say give me 10 minutes. Sometimes it could take me a little while to get the links. And I'm recommending 4 channels. So 2 minutes a link, give me a little extra leeway. Give me about 10 minutes and I'll have them in there. Black and Brown, shout out to him. You might as well check out Black and Brown. Definitely check out Black and Brown. I think Black and Brown has a very fun channel. He does the Free Smoke Fridays, so hopefully he'll have it tomorrow. Charles D, what up? I think I got everybody. All right. I'm actually using the mobile browser. I usually switch it to desktop. I figured I'd try the mobile today. On Restream, I don't recommend the mobile. It's harder to see the chat. For a second there, I actually almost thought that I only had 2 people, 2 posts in the chat, and that's just because the way it's set up. So I'm not gonna switch it because I'm afraid it'll either end the live or do some fucked up shit. So I'm gonna just deal with it. But anyways, back to IBT, or I pretty much explain IBT's stance to the best of my interpretation. Um, I have to question WBA's reasoning though. Like I said, I agree. Um, Conor McGregor has no business getting a shot at that title. None at all. And you do have to have some kind of structure. That's why I don't agree with the whole franchise status, because there's no structure to it. It's just bullshit. But at least with the super title, it actually changes hands when the champion loses. When he's defeated, that belt does go to the winner. So at least there's some kind of structure there. So I had to question the reasoning because um from what I understand is that they want him to fight Mikey Garcia. Now, I will say I'd rather see that fight than the Conor McGregor fight because Mikey Garcia is actually a boxer. Whereas Conor McGregor, surprise for any of y'all who don't know, which I'm sure is none of you, but he's an MMA fighter. He fights in the UFC. And although he has a professional boxing record, he's 0-1. So he definitely doesn't deserve a shot. However, I don't really feel like Mikey Garcia deserves it either. Let's look at the facts. Mikey Garcia has had only one fight at 147 against Errol Spence Jr. and he lost. Um, I mean, don't you think that somebody who has 0 wins at the division shouldn't have a chance at the belt? It's not like he was undisputed at, if he was undisputed at 140, that'd be different. If he, or 135 even. Now, he did beat Jesse Vargas at 154, but come on now. Let's be real. Like, Jesse Vargas, I don't consider him to be elite. And no disrespect to Jesse Vargas. I don't I don't like the idea of, disrespecting a professional, especially a professional at a level like Jesse Vargas. Like I said, he's not elite, but he's not a bum. He's not a nobody. It's not like he doesn't have some incredible wins, but He's not elite. If he would have went up to 154 and beat an elite boxer, I could say, well, you know what? Even though he doesn't have any wins at 147, he beat an elite boxer at 154, and maybe we should take that into consideration. That's not the case though. So that's why I have to question the reasoning. What exactly did Mikey Garcia do to earn a shot at the welterweight WBA super title? I can't think can't think of where what happened. Who did he beat to earn that spot? Didn't beat anybody. He went and got himself a nice little payday from Eddie Hearn or from DAZN. I think it was Eddie Hearn that worked that deal. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But either way, it was through DAZN. He got his reward, that money. But that wasn't like an eliminator or anything like that for the welterweight WBA super title. So once again, we have a case where somebody's doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. Now, as far as Manny Pacquiao is concerned, if he's going to fight Conor McGregor, first off, I don't like that fight. But if he's going to retire, he might, he just wants to make a payday. I can see the logic behind it, even though I don't agree with it. I would much rather see him fight Terrence Crawford and then retire. But RGM doesn't rule the boxing world, so it is what it is. I gotta judge the situation accordingly, and the situation is he probably wants to retire and he wants that payday. So if he does it, he does it. I'm not paying for it. Now, he may want to go ahead and vacate that title anyways, because another possibility is the Maypac 2. Not that I'm interested in it, but the reality is this: it comes up pretty much every month of every year. Might happen. I'm not interested in seeing the rematch. The match was going to happen. I wanted to see it. Ace. We are 5 years later, and when the fight happened, it was already 5 years too old. Now we're talking 10. Thing is that Floyd Mayweather may get inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. Now, my understanding is once you're inducted, that's it. There's no more coming out of retirement. You are done. You are done. So, I think Manny's only option as far as getting the rematch is an exhibition. And with these other exhibitions that are going on, although I'm not going to pay for it, I'm not mad at it. It'll probably be the highest grossing exhibition in history. Like I said, I ain't buying it. But let's be real. There's a lot of idiots who will. And not saying that everybody who buys it is an idiot. If you know what you're buying and you just feel like buying it, you're not an idiot. You know what you're paying for. You know what you're getting yourself into. There's a lot of people who won't. I don't think it does as good as the first fight just because it's an exhibition and everybody who bought the first fight who was disappointed ain't gonna buy the second fight. You had to be an idiot to do that. But then again, like I said, a lot of these, I think there will be a lot of idiots. So yeah, um, with this whole Manny Pacquiao situation, those are my thoughts. I didn't really want to put the work in to edit a video. I'd rather just talk about it on this live. Um, I'm gonna look at the chat in a little bit. I noticed that my icon changed. I didn't change it. At first, I was like, "Oh, they put an R for Red Glove Militant," but then I thought about it. I have a feeling it's for Restream, self branding. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'd rather use this for these solos, which I keep on forgetting to put solo in the title. That way, people don't come to the live expecting to get a link. But it serves its purpose. I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat. Oh, I can't even see the chat now. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna try something here. I hope I don't regret it. Bear with me. If the live ends, then I'm gonna just call it a day. Also, don't forget I did upload a video if y'all are interested. It's my prediction for Loma versus Tio. So if you're interested in that, check out the video. I'm gonna try something here real quick. Hopefully the stream don't end and I can go for just a little bit longer.